this is an initial review of the EOS R. This would be my initial like overview of it. This isn't like a full review. I haven't even used it to do anything yet, but there will be some footage and photos in the video as well. By the way, hope you guys like my new setup. Figured I'd switch it up a little bit. Should probably get this fan out of the way, but whatever. Nonetheless, oh, my light died. I got some notes, just initial like 5-minute thing that I've gone through about the camera and what I like about it, what I don't like about it. One thing that I don't like so far is the size, and that sounds weird, but I'm recording this on the M50, the Canon M50. That's what I've been using for basically every video I've shot, other than my short film, which you guys should go check out. I'll put a link to that up there. By the way, like I said, if you like the setup, if you like this little thing here, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe. I'm gonna be doing some more EOS R stuff. Also have a wedding coming up, so that's why I have this. But this is the 15 to 35 lens. This is the RF mount lens. So this is the new lens that Canon has going on. But yeah, this lens is it's huge, it's heavy, it's quality. That's one reason it's heavy. But these have 3 rings on them. So you have the initial zoom in, zoom out. This is not an internal zoom. As you can see, it kind of goes up and down a little bit. You have the focus ring right here, and then this one is the new red ring function, as what I call it. It's like a secondary function. So say like I have it mapped to ISO, so if I want to switch ISO real quick, drop it down to 100 if I go outside and it's bright, or if I'm inside and it's dark like it is now, throw it up, you know, whatever. It's something real quick, just something I can reach up to. I don't have to mess around with the menus or anything like that. So haven't used it yet. That'll be a separate review. But I also got the RF to EF adapter that goes along with the camera, because I have, you know, 3 or 4 other EF lenses that I would use for the wedding. But here's the camera. First thing I like right off the bat, I have big hands. I don't know if y'all can tell, like my hands are big compared to my head, and I have a pretty big head too. But the camera, it's a nice size. The grip it's wider. I don't know if y'all can see that. The grip is a lot bigger than most other grips that I've used. Like even I had the 6D, the first version of the 6D. It had a good grip, but this grip just, I don't know, it feels better. It is kind of weird. My pinky hangs off, but like I said, I have big hands, so if that's important to you, there you go. It still feels good. Don't worry about it. I've been using the M50. This still feels good. Second thing that I kind of like, but I don't really care for, is the top-down menu screen. That's not something that I've been really, I don't really care for it. Like I don't really use it. Like if I'm filming or something, I'm obviously not using that. Even if I'm taking photos, I'm not using that. So I don't know, to me it just seemed like an extra feature so Canon could charge more, but I don't really care for it. Next thing is gonna be menu. The menu is Canon menu. I mean, that's yes all day. So people that I watch, other people on YouTube who have Sonys or Panasonics or Nikon, like they say that they prefer the Canon menu system over those. It does have a flip out screen. It is obviously bigger than the M50. I'd say the screen is about the size of the entire panel for the M50. It's not so small that it's unusable, but just having a bigger screen, obviously, so you can see more is a lot better for me. it does only take one card slot. And the battery is the tried and true LPE6 battery. We all know it well. We all love it. It's a good battery. Lasts an efficient amount of time. One thing right off the bat that I absolutely hated about it, even when I went through the menus and people kept complaining about it, and I thought, well, I can do this, I can do that, but actually getting it in my hands, is the function bar. That bar, like, they did it wrong. Like, there was so much more that they could have done with this camera with that function bar. One thing that I wish they did with it is allowed me to change my recording mode, so the movie mode. So if I'm recording in, say I'm doing 4K 24, if I want to swap to 1080p 24, I can't do that with the function button. If I wanted to swap to do a 120 FPS slow-mo or something like that, I can't do it. I have to physically still go in to change it, and I really wish that the function bar would have been changed to allow me to do that, but you can't, which honestly really sucks. I don't know if that could be a firmware thing. I'm assuming it could, if enough people asked for it, but I feel like they really failed with the function button, or the function slider, whatever. It's really just pointless. Once I figured out I couldn't do anything with it, I just turned it off. Speaking of the recording modes, this camera can only do up to 4K 30, which is a bummer. Say you're recording say if you vlog, or if you're recording videos like these, tutorials, and you do a 4K video, 4K 24 or 4K 30, and you want to do some slow-mo, well, you have to drop down to 1080p to do 60, or drop all the way down to 720p, which, I mean, if you can make it look good, you can make it look good, but you'd have to drop down to 720p, 120 FPS to do any type of slow motion. I really wish they would have had at least 4K 60, maybe limited 4K 60, but at least something. Like, they just really failed. Yeah. I'm not saying this is a bad camera. Like I said, I haven't used it. I haven't looked at the photos or anything, video yet, but I wish they would have done a little bit more, but I understand. The event for the EOS R5 and R6 and whatever other Rs they're gonna have in the lineup come out tomorrow, so I get it. Make your money on your better cameras, I suppose, but I really wish they would have done a little bit better with this one. Okay, so this is the full package once you have on the 15 to 35. It's kind of weird. The 35 is all the way in, but 15 is all the way out. But yeah, I have pretty much set it up to how I want it. I'm looking at the C-Log now, and it's actually pretty good looking. Very flat, I should say. I may have to tweak it a little bit, but what I'm going to do now is swap over to the EOS R and just see how it looks with me sitting in this setting. So this looks a lot different. I don't know if it's the C-Log or what, but it looks a lot different on this screen compared to that one. I pretty much had everything sort of the same. This one I had on 400 ISO, so I don't know why it looks so dark, but yeah, this is the Canon EOS R in the same area, same place, same setting, same lighting, pretty much everything. And since this is full frame, this is a crop sensor camera, so since it's full frame, everything that was about here is now in the scene. Like from here forward, I mean, like the door, this thing here, this wasn't in the frame. So this is a 1.6 crop, and then when you go into 4K, it adds another 1.7 or something like that, I think. So there is a crop on this when you go into 4K, but it's definitely not as bad as this because it's full frame. So anyway, let's get to it.